Hey, it's Michael Edward, creator of How to Crush Your Mental Blocks in 4 Weeks, which is a course that teaches you how to identify and remove those mental blocks that's stopping you from reaching your level of success. Today I want to teach you a very specific tool, a very powerful tool, simple but powerful tool to help you reach your level of success. All right? Today's video is how to set triggers to reach your success. Now, what am I talking about here, triggers and so on? Triggers can be used, and I'm going to give you 4 examples in a little bit, but triggers can be used to enhance your productivity, and, improve relationships, so many aspects for it. And I'm going to cover 4 down below. But just hang in with me, grab some notes, and let's get on with this triggers. A trigger is a specific mental response that you have to an everyday common action. All right? So a trigger is a specific mental response that you have to a common everyday action. All right? So there's 2 parts here. I'm going to break them down for you right now. There's 2 parts. There's the actual action, and there's also the specific mental response that you have to that action. All right? Now, let's take the action first. The action can be anything, and so simple as when you sit down in your office chair, as when you drive into your driveway. The driveway is a trigger. The office chair is a trigger. Okay? When your butt hits that seat, man, you have a very specific mental response. When you go through a doorway, whether it's at home or you can have all kinds of different doorways, a work doorway, a gym doorway, etc., etc., etc. When you see something, you can have a specific mental response. When you turn the key in the ignition, you can have a specific mental response. All right? Now, you can have all kinds of triggers. I suggest what you do in the beginning is pick one, really master it, so that it's not even a thought process. It's just a mere habit. All right? And that's what you want to get your triggers down to, is this point of them being a habit where you're not even thinking about it. It's just a simple reaction. All right? Just a simple mental response. So pick one and go with it. Now I'm going to give you 4 examples, and in these 4 examples, they are just examples. You can use, as I said, anything that you want and assign the specific mental response to it. All right? So what I'm going to show you in these examples are just how they work, how you can apply them, and the expected results that you can get from it. Okay? So example number 1 is productivity, increase productivity. Well, in my world, when I sit down at the desk, and frankly I used to do this even when I worked for the large organization, not just now, but I'm going to speak more specifically to now. When I sit down at my desk, and when I know what task, I'm walking up to my desk and I know what my next task is. And when my butt hits that seat, I hesitate just for a minute before I put my hands on the keys and start working, is I remember why it is that I'm doing what I'm doing. All right? And vast percent of the time is I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for my clients. I have a very high level of client service. I love my clients. I will do all that I can for my clients. And I've always had that in me, always. All my jobs that I ever had, whether I liked them or not, it was always client service, high client service. How can I help my client service? How can I better help my clients? All right? And so when my butt hits that seat, there's sort of 2 things that flick into my mind right away. One is I'm here to teach something. I'm here to write something to help someone. right? The other one that flips into my mind is, why am I doing this? Well, in my world, it's I'm doing this not just for me, because for me is not powerful enough in my world. I need to do things. It's called a sense of duty. I have two videos down in the two links to videos down in the description, and they're clearly identified to what they are. You definitely want to watch those two videos after you've watched this one, and you'll see what I mean. But one of them for me is raising my necessity to why I need to do something. I do a lot of stuff is for my sons, and I do it so that I'm in a position where I can financially help my sons. I do it to be a great role model for my sons, to show them that even though I'm blind and over half deaf, I can still reach a very high level of success in what I do. Right? So that's my sense of duty, right? That's raising my necessity. And this is not a long process. I mean, when my butt hits that chair, boom, boom, it just goes, you know, in my mind, and all of a sudden it changes my whole attitude. All right? I don't sit down, and if I catch myself sitting down and saying, oh God, now I got to come up with another, you know, Facebook post, or, you know, or I'm basically complaining, then, man, I stop, and if anything, I'll even stand up and sit back down again to trigger. But I stop and say, why am I doing this, and for whom am I doing this? All right? And that helps me a tremendous amount. So that's one trigger to help increase your productivity. Now, no, I'm not teaching you a technique of how to go through emails quicker and things like that. No, I'm teaching you the powerful technique of raising your whole enthusiasm level, your whole energy level, making you feel good about what it is that you're doing, which of course increases productivity. All right? Now, number two example is relationships, right? How to improve relationships. This is one that I had to do quite regularly, and until it became a habit. And I call it the driveway trigger. So when I pulled into my driveway, coming home from a job that I did not like, especially near the end, before I quit, and it was to the point where I was really miserable, and I was not a good person in those days. And I did not want to bring that crap into my home, to my kids and so on. So as I walked up the driveway, and you might just sit in your car for a minute and go through this process, but as I walked up the driveway, I thought to myself, how am I feeling right now? Ooh, I'm not feeling too good. You know, I don't want to walk in the house and stomping my feet around and acting like a jerk and putting everybody on edge. I want to bring my better self to them, because they don't deserve the cranky old man, right? They deserve the fun guy that they're mostly used to having around, and laughter and so forth. That's what they deserve, and that's what I'm going to bring to them. So here's what happens. As I walk up the driveway, I immediately check and see what I'm feeling right now, how I'm feeling right now, and I immediately change that, and I start chuckling to myself as I think of something funny I can do when I walk in the door, something completely, you know, it could be unexpected, or it could be just something goofy, whatever, it doesn't matter. And one day I walked in the house, and my younger son, who's the quieter one, and he was a little easier to startle than the other son, and I walked in the door, and I don't know why, I just opened my mouth, and this, well, Ma, you know, an absolute booming Fred Flintstone imitation came out that was just bang on. And my son was, he was in front of me, and he was like, the deer in the headlights thing. He just locked right up. He heard me yell. I guess he thought I was mad. I guess he thought that he was in trouble or something. And then when I realized he was only a few feet in front of me, I walked up to him and put my arms around him and said, it's okay, it's just Dad being Dad, you know, being a goof. And he laughed, I laughed. Oh my God, did we ever laugh? So, you know, and what a great way to come home. I mean, after I shot them, but it was a great way to come home. We were laughing and joking about it. I think we still joke about it, actually. So that is a way of building a relationship. You can use this trigger in so many ways. You can use it that when you see your loved one, it triggers you. It's a visual trigger, and you automatically smile. It doesn't matter whether you saw this person 2 minutes ago. It doesn't matter whether you just walked through the kitchen and now you're walking back through and you see your significant other. Just smile, right? Or, you know, I think you get the idea, but use a trigger of some sort to have a specific mental response that comes in your mind to remind you to do something. All right? So that would be that. And number 3 is in personal development area. This is incredibly powerful. All right? Another video I'm linking you to in the description talks about the, I think it might be in the last video I just did actually, and in there is an exercise of I am enough. I am enough. All right? And why you need to do these exercises and so on. And what you want to do is to do that exercise. You want to set up trigger, and a trigger, again, it can be anything. It can be when I brush my teeth. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. All right. When you can set up a gratitude trigger is another one. And as you brush your teeth, thank you for the toothbrush. Thank you for the toothpaste. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for that. Right. And I love myself exercise. Right. Any sort of personal development type area that you want to work on, you need to set up a trigger, a reminder. And triggers are the best reminders because you can associate them with an everyday common action. All right? Brushing your teeth, turning the key in the ignition to start your car. Every time you turn the key in the ignition, you do something, you say something, you think about something. All right? Excellent, excellent. This is powerful stuff. I'm telling you, you try this. You try this, and you tell me that it's not powerful. Of course it's powerful. This is great. And in number 4 example is an energy boost or enthusiasm boost. All right? And this one is when I walk into the gym. So you could use this as a doorway, right? The gym door. You could also use this at work to pick you up as you walk into work instead of being a grumbly employee. You could be a happy employee. But I really feel this one when I go to the gym. That's kind of where I assigned it. And when I go into the gym, a few things happen. One is I catch the smells, I catch the sounds, and I push open a door. So as I walk in, I don't think the process through anymore because it's such an ingrained thing into me that I don't have to think the process through. It's an automatic. And that's a level that you want to get to, obviously. That's why you want to pick one trigger and work on it until it becomes an automatic, and then pick the next one and so forth. Anyway, when I walk into the gym, a few things happen. All of a sudden, my step gets a little bit lighter, my shoulders go down and back, I just feel powerful. I am immediately filled with energy because I'm looking forward to that workout. I'm looking forward to hammering the weights. I'm looking forward to really giving it my all. And for that, I need to be up. I need to be powerful. I need to be loose. I need to be relaxed, right? I need to be all kinds of things. And it just happens now. I walk in the gym and boom, I feel great. And I'm looking forward to that workout. I like my weights. I'm not a big bodybuilder like I used to be at one time, but I still work out with weights. And I make every rep count. Every repetition, every time I lift a weight, not the whole set, I mean every single lift, I make it count. And I can't do that if I walk into the gym going, oh hell, another workout, oh man, I don't want to be here, oh man, no. And when I walk through that door, boom, here comes athlete Michael, okay? And that is an absolute trigger that I have. And you can apply this, again, you can apply any trigger to anything. These 4 examples are just there to help you get the idea down, to understand the basic power of these things so that you can start to apply them. You can have a weight loss trigger, right? The weight loss trigger could be when you have a food that you know you don't really like, but you know it's really good for you. You can assign a trigger to it and say, you know what? This may not be my favorite thing, but it is so healthy. It is so good for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that's another idea. When there's a bad food that you know you're going to run into, you can put up a trigger. Every time I smell this food, I think, no, that is going to take away from the success that I've had so far. I'm not going to touch it, you know. You can have negative triggers, positive triggers. You can use triggers in any way that you can imagine that suits your needs, that suits what your objective is right now. All right? So I hope you got the idea down. I hope that you go and apply these things. Now, if you, as I say in the description below, I put in a few links for you, but please subscribe, because when you subscribe, it's the easiest way to find all of my videos, of which there's 16 or so now. Every week I'm putting out another video. So when you go to YouTube, you can click on your subscribers list, and you can pick out Michael Edward Show, and you can see all of the videos there. So you can go back to them easily without having to search for everything, and you know, so it's quite a time saver. And I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate any kind of positive comments that you want to leave, any kind of questions you want to leave. I'll do my best to respond to them. And until then, I want you to go out every day, enjoy every day, love as much as you can, and succeed.